Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and welcome back to Zwift Fitness Journey. This is a special bonus episode. Today, we're going to have a little B-roll of some cycling from a couple weeks ago, but meanwhile, I'm going to now streamline the process a bit more to not only get caught up, but for going forward through the rest of this Cycling's March Madness tournament. This is going to help us maintain a quicker pace going through these matchups. So, on with the show. First up, number 1 seed of the all-time greats versus the number 16 seed, which is Eddy Merckx against Fabian Cancellara. Merckx, 5-time winner of the Tour de France with 34 stages, 5-time Giro d'Italia winner with 24 stages, 3 world championships, 15 monuments, the number 1 all-time ranking, also including number 1 in each year from 1968 to 1975. Cancellara, 4-time world champion of the time trial, 7 monument victories, 8 stages of the Tour de France, 2 Olympic championships in the time trial, 88 career victories, 2-time top 10 rider. As good as that is, Merckx is simply better. Merckx on to the next round. In the 8-9 matchup, we have Fausto Coppi against Laurent Jalabert. Coppi is a 5-time winner of the Giro d'Italia with 22 stage victories, 2-time Tour de France winner with 9 stage victories, 1-time world champion in 1953, 8 monuments, 90 career victories, 2-time number 1 in the rankings, and 12 total top 10 years. Jalabert, 1 Vuelta a España victory with 18 stages, 4 stages at the Tour de France, 3 Paris-Nices, 2 monuments, 139 career victories, 4 years at number 1, Steady Eddy in the top 10 with 10 years, 91 through 2002, but Fausto Coppi had all of those Grand Tour victories totaling 7 is just too good. Coppi on to the next round. In the 5-12 matchup, we have Felice Jamudin against Vincenzo Nibali. Nibali pushed into the all-time rankings just to help sort things out. He's very near retirement anyway. Jamudin, 3-time Giro winner, 7 stages, 1-time Tour de France winner, also 7 stages, and a 1-time Vuelta winner, so he's managed to win all 3 Grand Tours. World champion in 1973, 76 career victories, 3 monuments, ranked in the top 5 in 8 years, 1965 to 1973. Nibali is a 2-time Giro winner with 7 stages, 1-time Tour de France winner, 6 stages, and 1-time Vuelta winner, so both managed to win all 3 Grand Tours. 3 monuments, 52 wins, 5 times in the top 10 of the rankings from 2010 to 2017. 4 Grand Tour winners for Nibali, 5 for Jamudin. Significantly more wins overall and more years spent in a higher place in the rankings means Felice Jamudin, even though it's close, Jamudin on to the next round. In the 4-13 matchup, we have Francesco Moser against Miguel Indurain. Moser, 1 Giro win, but 23 stage victories, 6 monuments, 1 world championship in 1977, 151 career wins. 1 year ranked number 1 in 1978. Every year from 1974 to 1984, they were in the top 5 of the rankings. Indurain claims 5 Tour de France victories and 7 stages, 2 Giro d'Italia victories, just 4 stages, Olympic time trial and world time trial championships, 91 career victories, and 5 years in the top 5 from 1990 to 1995. With just 1 Grand Tour and just 6 monuments, Moser is good, is solid, but Indurain a little bit better. Miguel Indurain on to the next round. In our 6-11 matchup, we have Bernard Hinault against Eric Zobel. Hinault, 5-time winner of the Tour de France, 28 stages, 3-time winner of the Giro, and 2-time Vuelta a España winner. That is 10 Grand Tour victories. 4 monuments, 146 career wins, was number 1 in 1981, and 9 years in the top 10 from 1976 to 1986. Zobel, a sprinter, 6-time winner of the green jersey at the Tour de France and 12 total stages, 8 stage victories at La Vuelta, 4 monuments to his name, 4 years ranked number 1, and 10 years in the top 10 from 1997 to 2006. It's a good record, a lot of wins for Zobel, but It's a clear win for Bernard Hinault in this one. Hinault on to the next round. In our 3-14 matchup, we have Gino Bartali against Alfredo Binda. Bartali, 3-time Giro winner and 17 stages, 2-time Tour de France winner with 12 stages, so 5 Grand Tours total, 7 monuments, 7 years, ranked number 1, and 14 years in the top 10 from 1935 to 1954. Alfredo Binda with 5 Giro d'Italia winners. The Italian rider won 41 stages at the Giro d'Italia, but most of the races that he participated in were all based in Italy. 3 world championships to his name, 6 monuments, all won in Italy. 2-time stage winner at the Tour de France, but no tour victories there. 2 years spent at number 1, 9 years in the top 10 from 1925 to 1933. 91 career victories for Binda. Pretty impressive for one of our lower seeds. More diverse for Bartali, and 5 Grand Tours, along with 7 monuments, means Bartali and his 7 years at number 1 moves on to the next round. Our 7-10 matchup brings Jacques Unquetel against Lance Armstrong. In this case, Armstrong will have his Tour de France victories reinstated for the purpose of this tournament. Now, with that argument, let's quickly put it to rest. Armstrong won 7 times at the Tour de France. He tested positive. Guess what? Almost every single one of the riders on this all-time list, in their own time, in their own way, doped. Merckx tested positive 3 times. Virtually everybody on this list was doping. Maybe not EPO, but the guys Armstrong was racing against, they were on EPO also. He was just the scapegoat. So, counting his record, and Unquetel's as well. Unquetel, 5 Tour de France victories, 16 stages, 2 Giro d'Italia victories, 1 Vuelta a España victory. So that is 8 Grand Tours to his name, 5 Paris-Nices, 124 career wins, 2 years at number 1, and 10 top 10 years from 1957 to 1966. For Lance Armstrong, he was very focused on one objective, the yellow jersey. 7-time winner of the Tour de France. That is a record. 36 stages in total at the Tour de France. 1-time world champion in 1993 and 72 career wins, 110 if we include the Tour de France victories. Unquetel had 124. Armstrong 110. Edge slightly to Unquetel. 8 Grand Tour victories for Unquetel, just the 7 for Armstrong, even though it was all at the Tour de France, and yes, that is more prestigious. That's just about even. Also 5 Paris-Nices for Unquetel. Also higher rankings overall for Unquetel compared to Armstrong, because Armstrong practically only participated in one race every year. Everything came down to that race. It is close. And as impressive as Armstrong's 7 wins, even if you count them or not count them, even when counting them, Unquetel's 8 is just ever so slightly better. So Unquetel, on to the next round. And finally, for this region of the bracket, the 2-15 matchup, Sean Kelly versus Greg LeMond. Sean Kelly, number 2 all-time in the rankings, 7-time Paris-Nice winner, 7 stages at La Vuelta, 9 monuments, 5 years ranked number 1 in the world, and from 1980 to 1989 was the top 10 every single year, had a very long career. The longevity is what brought him up to the top of the rankings. No Grand Tour wins. In the 15 seed, we have Greg LeMond, 3 Tour de France wins, but only 5 stages. 2-time world champion, but only 31 career wins. And just 4 years in the top 10, never ranking significantly high, and that was from 1983 to 1989. LeMond, very limited in his totals. Some might argue, well, he was the only one on the list that's clean. You know, he wasn't clean. At least I don't believe he is. No, he'd never tested positive. But Greg LeMond, his hematocrit was significantly higher than a healthy athlete could have. Significantly higher. It was higher than all the guys that he was racing against who tested positive, and quite a bit higher. In my opinion, LeMond was just as doped up as Armstrong or anybody else. So, putting them on a level playing field, even though Sean Kelly has no Grand Tour victories, and Le Mans does have 3. Sean Kelly has tons of wins and many, many years at the top of the rankings, and Le Mans doesn't have any of that. Like Armstrong, he was very singular driven and actually not that effective outside of the years that he won. So a few yellow jerseys and a couple world championships is impressive, but Sean Kelly, just a little bit more. Sean Kelly on to the next round. All right, folks, that was a quick video today to get us caught up. That gets us through 2 regions. We have 2 yet to go, and those 2 are the all-time great events versus the all-time great moments. We'll get both of those in our next episode, and this new streamlined format will continue throughout the remainder of the tournament. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and bye for now.